My first question is, what are why Chanel is bad for the environment, and what is your thing, what you...
Well, Chanel belongs to a list of 15 major high fashion brands, which we have challenged about 3 months ago, asking them whether their supply chain was contributing to toxic pollution in the production of fabric or deforestation for the tropical deforestation for the production of leather and paper packaging for their luxury products. So we challenged 15 major Italian and French brands. A few of them did not even bother responding our 25 questions about their supply chain, and Chanel is one of those companies who did not want to disclose any commitment or any element of their environmental and social policy. So this is the reason why we are today challenging them publicly, because we have asked them kindly the question for the past 3 months. They did not respond.
Can you tell me some other brands from these 15 brands?
Sure. In France, Hermès is also a brand which did not bother responding our questions, whereas Louis Vuitton and Christian Dior have actually answered our questionnaire.
Okay.
So the answers are public on our website, thefashionduel.com. And Louis Vuitton and Christian Dior ranked high in terms of avoiding or preventing deforestation in their supply chain, but low in terms of toxic release, because they have so far resisted committing to a zero toxic use, zero discharge in the environment policy. We don't really understand why such luxury brand would resist that move, given that at the moment 20% of the whole textile industry, so even brands with much higher volumes like Zara or Levi's have committed to a zero toxic use objective. So if a company like Zara, producing billions of articles per year, is able to commit to zero toxic use, we don't really understand why brands like Chanel, like Hermès, like Louis Vuitton, like Christian Dior, like Dolce & Gabbana, like Prada in Italy would not take the same level of commitment. Because they have all the means to do that. They are appealing to people who have the means to buy luxury products. They have this glamorous image, so we don't understand why they would allow this glamorous image to be disturbed by the nightmarish vision of tropical deforestation and toxic accumulation in the environment in water courses.
But for Chanel, if they have not responded, you don't know exactly if they really are bad or not.
Well, we are suspecting that if they don't want to disclose any information about their supply chain, it's probably because it's not high in their priority.
Okay.
Because they probably have quite a weak environmental policy, and we know for sure that they do not ban the use of toxic substances in their supply chain.
You compare, for example, Zara and the luxury firms. Normally, in my opinion, I always thought, okay, the luxuries, they don't produce so much, and so they don't produce so much rubbish. So at the end, it's much more ecological than, for example, H&M or Zara or Mango, or I don't know what. If you compare, if you have the numbers or the information about Zara and, for example, Louis Vuitton, can we really compare? And if in this case, really Louis Vuitton is much more bad for the environment like an enterprise like Zara?
Well, the problem is not really whether they release more toxic substances overall than a company like Zara. Obviously, you're not talking about the same volumes being produced.
Yeah.
The problem is their responsibility.
Okay.
Do they want to participate in an effort to clean up the whole industry, the whole textile industry, or don't they care about it? a company like Zara has committed to zero toxic discharge. It means that the factories producing the material, the fabric, will have to commit themselves to zero discharge if they want to stay in business. So it's very important to show the example, because if customers do not require a clean supply chain from their suppliers, who else can require that? So we are really asking brands like Chanel to participate in that move to clean up the industry. And we don't understand why they would not do that. Because as you say, they can control much more easily their whole supply chain than a company which has hundreds or thousands of suppliers. So they have tens of suppliers. So why wouldn't they be able to control that? And their supplier would do anything to keep a brand like a well-known brand like Chanel in their list of customers. They would do that. They would clean up their supply chain. So we asked Chanel to take that responsibility, because Chanel is a trend-setting company. So you are a trendsetter in the high fashion, in the fashion industry as a whole. Why wouldn't you be a trendsetter in designing more sustainable, environmentally and socially responsible policies, supply chain, industry?
What do you think about brands like Stella McCartney, who make vegan fashion?
Yeah, well, we know that brands do for maybe because that's the
is she clean in your opinion? Makes she everything right in your opinion? Yes or not?
Well, honestly, I'm pretty sure that it's not everything right. What is important? You said you mentioned Stella McCartney or Vivienne Westwood.
Yeah.
You know, these designers have probably a more forward thinking about their responsibility, their social and environmental responsibility. Well, that's exactly what we're talking about.
Which is the greenest label so far now?
Well, I don't know what would be the greenest label. You know, it's very difficult to answer this question. What we want is the environmental standard of the industry of the high fashion to be really pushed, forward, pushed higher, at a higher level. So if we have leaders who commit to zero deforestation, zero toxic,
what are you
it's
wearing
fine.
right now? What are you wearing right now? Was that environmentally made?
It's not high fashion, I'm afraid.
Was it environmentally made though? That's the question.
From the list of the 15, how many has responded?
Of the 15, I would say 2/3 have answered our questionnaire.
Okay.
And so that excludes brands like Chanel and Hermes, or Prada and Dolce & Gabbana, who didn't even bother to respond. And one brand, Valentino, has committed to a zero deforestation, zero toxic policy.
Yeah.
So at the moment, for us, they are the leader in the fashion industry.
And you control this after, if they...
Yeah, of course, the commitment does include a monitoring aspect, which we are able, and more importantly, they are able to control, they are able to monitor. That includes testing, testing products, releasing transparent information about the substance used by the suppliers, for instance. So those elements are very important. You're right to point.
And do you have already made other demonstrations before on the other fashion weeks?
This is the first fashion week for us to challenge the brands.
Yeah.
Probably not the last one, because we don't expect all the other 14 brands to commit, unfortunately, right now. So we will probably carry on. And in Paris, we have started last week at the onset of the Fashion Week.
Okay.
And this was following up from Milan and New York Fashion Week this month, earlier this month, earlier in February.
So I need your name, please.
My name is Jérôme Frignet, Frignet, Frignet. Greenpeace France. I'm a forest and toxic campaigner at Greenpeace France.
Okay, thank you very much.